Hello and welcome back to Lorbeck Luxury Cars. I'm your host Harry, and today I'm going to be driving this stunning SL63 with only 25,000 Ks on the clock. Now, for this generation of the SL, Mercedes really tried to stay true to the original SL naming, meaning Sport Light. And they did this by completely changing the underpinnings of the car to much stiffer and lighter aluminium. Now, this takes the car from not just being a Beverly Hills cruiser, but a proper 911 contender. You could have this car in multiple flavors. You could get the 350 V6 variant if you're a real estate agent but not very good at your job, the SL500 V8 if you want to spoil the wife, and of course the almighty bi-turbo V8 63 AMG model if you're not willing to mess about and you only want the best. Now, this V8 is not the 4-litre that we get in most AMG models now, but the slightly older and similar 5.5 litre, which still makes an impressive 530 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque, which can get this 2-ton car from 0 to 100 in just a little over 4 seconds. So, the styling of the car. Now, back when Mercedes were entering this new decade, they liked to veer away from their more rounded off styling cues and went for much more muscular, meaner looking cars with sharp edges and angles. And it's all tied off nicely with a lovely boot lip spoiler here, and of course the classic rectangular AMG exhaust pipes. Hello guys, and welcome to the cockpit of the SL63. Now, in 2012, this was one of Mercedes' flagship models, and you can really tell just from driving it, the whole experience is really refined and comfortable, but yet it's super sporty at the same time. Now, that's thanks to a vast array of different driving modes, just like a lot of the other Mercedes cars that I've reviewed in the past. It's got the same drive setup modes as the C63 that I recently did. So you've got the manual, Sport Plus, and Sport and Comfort. And it just allows you to be able to have a little bit of fun. And if you decide to pop down to the shops, you just leave it in comfort. Now, the car is not as refined as a Bentley Continental GT, and it's not as sporty as a 911 Turbo, but I find that it places itself in a really good middle ground between the two, and it allows you to have the best of both worlds, really. Now, being a convertible, I wouldn't say that you're compromising too much in ride comfort. The car is very rigid and planted. Now, I'd almost go as far to say that you don't even really notice that you're in a convertible, apart from obviously the wind in your hair and the sun on your face, because the car really just feels like you're driving a coupe. It's really stiff, and I just love how you don't really have to compromise in performance due to that. Now, in terms of performance, the handling is very direct, but the steering is extremely light. I mean, I can drive around these corners with one finger. It's just that easy to drive. Now, the engine, the 5.5 litre bi-turbo V8, extremely strong, extremely powerful. It gives you a lovely kick in the back, and there's not a whole lot of drama in terms of the sense of pops and bangs, because this is meant to be more of a gentleman's driver, a little bit more refined, and I think that the type of person that would be buying this car would appreciate that. But you still get that lovely V8 note. Now, we'll back off just a second here just to quickly talk about the interior. Now, the build quality is really exquisite. I can't fault anything on the interior here. You get a lovely IWC clock up on the dashboard there, which I quite like. Everything is really solid. There's no squeaks or rattles to be heard, and all the touch points are just lovely. You get Napa leather and Alcantara on the steering wheel, solid metal paddle shifters, and you even get this funky little gear selector that actually looks quite like the exhaust tips on this car as well. In terms of comfort, there's plenty of stuff here to keep you nice and warm when you've got the roof off. In the winter, you have a neck scarf, which is actually quite strong and has 3 different modes here, along with the heated seats. But if you've got the roof off in the summer, which is more likely, you also have fully ventilated seats. Mercedes-Benz actually discontinued the SL after this model, and they went over to producing the GT cars. And now that we're in 2023, we've actually done a full reversal, and they're bringing back the SL, but it is an eye-watering $400,000 new. And that just makes these older SLs slightly used, like this one with only 25,000 Ks, such a good proposition, because you're just getting so much bang for your buck. There really isn't a whole lot that the new one has, other than all the safety features and tech that you don't really use on a daily basis, that this one doesn't have. Thank you for joining me for another Friday drive. I will see you guys in the next video.